Hey everyone, welcome back to another portfolio review. Another month down. We're now in August. Outside of August, we only have 4 months left in the year, which is kind of crazy. This year has been a whirlwind. Funny enough, like I saw a quote today. It was the Tiger King era of quarantine feels like forever ago, and that could not be more true of a thing. It feels like forever ago since I watched Tiger King, and here we are now, like almost into fall at this point. Next month will be fall, so that's kind of crazy. So we're back here with another update. Figured since we're now into August, I can do the July update. Never got around to it last week. Busy with things, just didn't get around to it. So here we are today. Got some things updated for you right before the video started. So we'll jump right into it. The last, today even alone, up $78. That's not bad. Not that it matters, your day to day, your fluctuation up and down, but it is always nice to see that you're in the green. It's just always a good feeling. If we look at the last week, it's just been, each day has opened and we seem to go up just a little bit overall. So in the last week, we've gone up $200, which is it's a good feeling. Not that being down $25 is really, make it or break it type deal, but it just feels good, which is kind of weird because, if we look at the last month, there's a lot more up and down, but it's not like there's really any good news right now. I don't know. At this point, the pandemic is a little weird in terms of what's actually going on. People are starting to hear rumors and whatnot, and it's hard to decipher what's true and whatnot. But it doesn't seem like this, market is where it should be at. We had that peak in June when everything started to be opening and people were having good thoughts, but then it kind of has leveled out a little bit more since then. But yeah, it seems like everything's still trending back up like it should, but it's just taking a bit. But other than that, I haven't really added to my portfolio. And when we swing back to the net worth tracker, which that's kind of the one I was working on, but we'll work back that way. We'll kind of explain some more things of what I've got going on in my life and kind of the reasons why I haven't really been investing. And because I know, $1,000 is something easy to do. I just got to get back into that routine of investing. I really want to. It's my favorite money I spend, but I've got other expenses. Taking a look at my M1 Finance, for the most part, it is never above my Robinhood portfolio just because of, the certain stocks I bought there like at a low point and they've gone up quite a bit, where this has been more of an average deal. But actually last month, my M1 Finance was above my Robinhood. It's actually up $171. I don't know how it quite figures that out, but that's not bad. As you can see right here, earned dividends and all time are at $68, which isn't quite as much as Robinhood, but we'll get to that as well. But overall, can't complain, honestly. I think the biggest thing is Apple has been up so much. That alone is up almost $21. Tech as a whole is just doing so well for me. $40 in that alone, which considering I only have $158 in that, so to be up, that much is pretty huge. Where everything else is just slightly above or for the most part below. But it's just a work in progress. I just need to get some more money averaged in there. I can't wait till Apple gets a stock split and it'll be a little bit cheaper. Then I can theoretically put more money into it, which will be nice. Because like $400 a share, it feels like you're not getting much, when you do invest. But $100, you'll feel like you're getting a little bit more, I guess. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, if we look at the activity, which I didn't do in Robinhood, I'll actually swing back in a second. But yeah, we ended July with, quite a bit. JP Morgan paid quite a bit. We had Simon Properties pay quite a bit. Simon G is a branded jewelry that I work with, so that's kind of funny. LTC, new residential. So the good monthly REITs are paying, which is always a good feeling. AT&T with a fat $4, which is quite big for this portfolio, but I realize I have a lot more AT&T in this than I do in my Robinhood, which is kind of funny. Verizon paid out, and the monthly bonds, which is always nice, consistent cash flow. I do enjoy that. It's not, big money long term, but it's nice to get a little bit here and there. Swinging back because I forgot to go over that. If we look at history, let's swing down to the end of July and August. They're kind of out of order, which is really strange, but we got a dividend from GE. I know I didn't cover that. That was a surprise 2 cents because it was literally I just got a notification that I got paid by them and it was just out of nowhere. So cool. AT&T, JP Morgan, usual ones we've seen. I finally started getting some more that were upcoming. Energy Transfers upcoming, TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, and that was a big one when I saw that this morning. $2.30 from Wells Fargo. What happened? I haven't been following the news, but they slashed their dividend by 80%, I think. I don't know if it is quite that much because it was 51 cents per share is what they were paying a quarter ago. And now they're paying 10 cents a share. That is so absolutely painful. I'm sure they'll bring it back. Actually, let's bring up Seeking Alpha really quick and see. WFC, Wells Fargo Company. So they've kind of been in the dumpster, and I do kind of want to also see what they're currently trading at. They're at 24.70. So you can actually get, a decent amount of shares right now because they've just dumpstered so hard right now. If we look at actually, we need to max out because it's been such a while. When they were at their lowest point here in like 2008, they were at like $15 a share. And, in a 10-year time, they've grown back, which was awesome to see. So it's likely they will come back. So it's not the end of the world. But then if we slide over to the dividends here, that's so painful because they had like 7 years of growth, which isn't a lot, but man, that's painful, I tell you. So if we then slide to the dividend history, I hope it loads. It might not. Dang, well, this is awkward. Give me 1 second and I'll wait for it to load. All right, I just had to prove that I was not a robot and I was granted access. So if we kind of look at the last, I scooted it to like 2002. They were slowly growing their dividend. I mean, even if we zoom it out a little bit more, 2001 it was about 11 cents a share. Here. So they maxed out at about 33 cents, and then once the financial crisis hit in around 2008, it actually took them a while before they really dipped it down. But they were sitting at like 5 cents a share. So I guess in this world they're double what they were before. So I guess that's kind of relieving to know that it's not as bad as last time. It's just they were paying quite a bit. But then they doubled it, after about a couple years to 11 cents and 22.30, and they were slowly able to raise it about once a year, or not once a year, but once every year. And then it was just this year that they were at 50 cents. So it's definitely possible they'll be back at that point. So I just got to try to scoop up some shares while they're low, and hopefully we see them return their dividend a little bit sooner. But it's a little sad to see right now, but whatever. I mean, it's the way I look at it, I'm still getting paid $2 for just holding the money. When we get to the stock portfolio, you'll see like how much money I'm down, but it's just the nature of this. They'll eventually bounce back once this year gets better. It's just, man, that was very painful to see because that was a lot of what I was investing in was Wells Fargo because I'm like, man, their dividend's so good. But that's the thing. You can't chase dividends. You got to, really take a look at the companies and make sure you're investing in quality companies. But they ended the day 24.67, down another 1%. So people are probably pissed that they cut their dividend. But anyway, moving on. As I was mentioning, like how much I'm down with Wells Fargo, down $200 now at this point. Oh shoot! Control Z to fix it. But yeah, I mean I'm down a lot of money, but at the end of the day, I mean it's still almost $600 that I have that, they're still valued at $600 overall for the number of shares I have. If I came into a tight squeeze, would I want to sell that for $600? Well, no, but that's the beautiful thing is that I can, and I don't feel totally awful. And you have wins, you have losses, so you just got to count them both. And on the opposite end, Royal Caribbean has been that big all-star for me, because I bought them when they were so low, $24 a share. Like that was dumpster bottom. I mean, if we look at these companies, they're high in the last year. Royal Dutch Shell was at $60, so now they're about halfway where they were before. Delta Airlines was at $60, so they're again about halfway. Royal Caribbean's about halfway. We're starting to see the trend here. Carnival is still down quite a bit more. Not quite halfway like the other ones are, but yeah, I picked them up at solid prices. Like, I really only missed out on Royal Caribbean by like $5. So $20 more wouldn't have made a big difference. But being up 133 has definitely helped offset this to the point where I don't think it's quite updated fully, because I'm up 177 and this isn't showing it. So something is messed up somewhere. So I guess that'll be something for me to look through again. But yeah, I mean, it's all progress. It's all about, getting that dividend income to replace my income is kind of a big goal I'm shooting for. But we've updated this. So now we ended July, $15.39. August, we're already projected / have gotten $7.12 together. And then September, we've already started seeing some dividends that will be paid out. It'll be nice to see October so I can kind of see that comparison, but obviously the one General Electric dividend from 2 cents from almost a year ago at this point, which is kind of crazy. As far as how I'll update this chart, I'm not quite sure. Because as we saw, their yearly payout went from $2 to something different. So that could be something I update as well. I might have to just go through these, but I don't know. It might not be up to date. I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing. So there's something. But I'll get to that. But yeah, I just wanted to show this off. This is a spreadsheet that I created to keep track of my Robinhood portfolio. As for my M1 finance portfolio, I use the same spreadsheet that's used by the Joseph Carlson show. I've explained this before in other videos, but my M1 finance portfolio is pretty much a copy of what he did, I think probably close to December or whatnot, because that's when I discovered his channel, and I thought it was just a brilliant portfolio. It just made a lot of sense, so I mirrored it because it was really successful, and it has been really successful since I've done it. There's been a lot more growth and dividend income, where before I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to use the platform, so that was very helpful for me to do that. So we ended July $4,533.44. I personally have invested $4,500, so we were up about $30 at the end of the month, with dividend income being $12.60. Always good to see. And as we look at this average monthly income compared to the actual, as we have those bigger months, the average keeps going up, which is good. That's what we want to see. And more often than not, these dots fall underneath the average, which is okay with me. We're now at the point where our average yearly is $145, which is represented right here. This is that growth chart where it's going to continue up. So by July 2021, we should be about $345 a year, which is actually crazy. Is it really that crazy? Maybe not, but it's an extra $30 a month. Again, not a lot, but that's 3 times what we were making this year. In 1 year, you're tripling your money. Let's, for fun, jump down to July. 615. 615 divided by 12. $50. So it's gonna slow down a little bit, but for the most part, you're doubling your income every year, which is that's the power of compound interest and exponential growth in a sense. But yeah, these two charts are basically identical. This just kind of clears away the averages, so you can just straight up see what my actual monthly income is. And I've covered in other videos the patterns to look for and kind of what I look for in this. Some people will be like, oh, well, that's weird that, June wasn't as much as July. Why is that? Well, I go into that in more depth on how quarterly stuff is paid out. And if we look at the portfolio value, it jumped quite a bit in these early months, with me not really doing anything and not spending a lot of money, tax return, stimulus check. And then since then, it's kind of tapered off, which is funny because now that I'm working full-time hours, you think I would be putting more in, but I've had other stuff come up, and it is the nature of things, and it's the long-term game, no need to rush it. But again, it's my favorite money I spend. So that brings me to the main topic. Why have I not been investing lately? Well, after a month of waiting, I finally got accepted to an apartment that I am so excited to move into. I signed the lease this upcoming Thursday, so we're recording this on Monday the 10th. I signed the lease Thursday the 13th, and I'll probably start moving Friday and Saturday. So that will be really exciting. So with that, let's slide over to the net worth tracker, and you can see, wow, I have a lot of money in my checking, which I usually don't. I even ended July with quite a bit. Well, I got a check. I needed to hold it in because I needed first month's rent plus a deposit. So that's what this money is going to go towards. And then I'm going to slowly start building up my savings again. So I've budgeted it all out, and a lot more money is going to be going towards rent than I would like. But, it is what it is when you move into a nice newer apartment. But I'll still be able to invest about $100 a month. Hopefully I can find a month where I have a couple extra dollars where I can get to that goal of $1,000, $500 between each portfolio, so I can hit that last goal. But if we're getting another stimulus check like it says we are, I might be able to just throw the 1,000 in, hit my goal, be happy, and then put the other 200 in savings. Actually, not a bad idea now that I say it out loud. But that's kind of what's going on with these two. The other asterisk that I want to talk about is my retirement account. I can't log in. I don't know what's going on. I did get a letter in the mail from my previous employer saying my benefits have been cut, blah, blah, because I no longer work there. Whatever, that's fine. So hopefully I can get that figured out and see where I ended July and where I'm currently at. But it's either at here or they took away the money that they invested because I wasn't working there long enough. So it might only be like $600 or something, which would suck. But I mean, it's not my money. I guess I didn't earn it in a sense. So taking a look at the end of July, our M1 Finance portfolio was actually more money than our Robinhood for the first time. Kind of. I mean, there was like a moment here, but that was kind of because of wonky transferring stuff. But so it happens every once in a while. Right now it's past it again. So there's that. You may have noticed I have kind of trimmed it down a little bit. I've hidden the previous loans that I had. I can open them up at any time, but they're paid off. There's no reason to show it. I mean, quickly seeing this is your first time here, welcome. But I started at $17,000. It wasn't until the 9th September that I really got financially focused, and that's when I really started working on it. Early this year, January, I made some hefty goals, and I've actually gotten pretty close. Check out those videos, 2020 goals, and kind of my progress since then. But paid down both my loans, sold one of my cars that I had, which is also hidden. So you can kind of see that jump in net worth. Currently, I'm sitting at over 30,000, but I think that will probably change by the end of the month, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I cannot complain about this growth right here. Just the continual progression upwards. There has been a couple months where I've gone backwards, but it has not been very many. Not very many at all. And if it was backwards, it was like $500, $400, which isn't very much. But that's also because I wasn't very financially focused like I am now. So I feel like I'm going to have a lot better of a time going forward. I feel like November, December is going to be a little bit tough with Christmas, but I'm sure I'll figure out some way to make it work. As you can tell, my voice is getting a little raspy towards the end. You can tell I've been talking for 18 minutes, almost 19 minutes straight now. Here we go. So yeah, that snowball chart that I use to kind of help also keep track of it. It's always good to see those big red bold letters paid. That felt really good. But yeah, I mean, this is the progress that I've made so far this year. I wanted to get out this July update because it's now pretty much midway through August at this point. But yeah, I'm really excited to move in. I can't wait to get that money paid for and then transferred to where it needs to go. So, because I hate just sitting on $2,000 in my checking. Like, that's really painful. I could do a whole lot. I mean, it's not like I get like huge returns on $2,000 in my investment portfolio, but it just feels a whole lot better just sitting on that money in my investments over sitting on it in my checking where I earn absolutely nothing on it. So It's just the way it is right now. But yeah, that's really it. If you've made it this far in the video, I want to thank you guys so much. I know it's a bit of a longer video. I've had longer, but I was trying to make this short and sweet, but sometimes it never is when you start getting talking. And yeah, sometimes we just hang out here. But always leave a like, leave a comment. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. And I enjoy making these videos, so thank you so much, guys. Take care.